Good afternoon, Gamedy Mbaye. Good
Hello, Jean-Yves.
afternoon. You are the Chief of Operation of Vibration Workingshare. So you are in, as we heard it, we can hear it, it's in French-speaking Switzerland. You are based in Fribourg, and Vibration Workingshare has 4 locations now in Switzerland. You are an independent operator, and you opened up a new location this year, just as the pandemic was ending, hopefully. And the purpose of the conversation is indeed to hear, learn more about your operations, the company, and how you envision the future of independent networks such as yours, and located in middle-sized cities in Switzerland. So maybe first of all, I'll let you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you.
Yeah. So my name is Gamedy Mbaye, and so as Jean-Yves said, I'm Chief of Operations of Vibration Workshare, and I've been now since a couple of years in Switzerland. Before that, I was in France, where I was managing different associative structures. And when I finished my studies here, I just wanted to make a new project and something that was vibrating with me. So that's when I, with some associates, created a Vibration Workshare. And yeah, so I don't know what to say more.
So you are located in Fribourg, and Fribourg, for those who are unfamiliar with the geography of Switzerland, is 40,000 inhabitants, big city. So it's pretty small, or at least not big. It's just in between the split between French-speaking Switzerland and German-speaking Switzerland. And you've started the company 4 years ago with a location there. What was the plan? You on purpose, you wanted to be in smaller cities to provide with co-working services, or just by accident that it happened? You were in Fribourg and the opportunity came, and that's all.
Yeah, it was more by accident. Let's say that we had a management agreement for the first space in Fribourg, where Jérôme Marieto and David Regamé had the idea also to create a co-working space in this place. And yeah, so the first location is mainly by accident, but really quickly we understood that it is a great thing to be in middle-sized cities, and especially based in residential areas, because you can really reach different type of customers, and we actually manage better to contact with our target customers by being in middle-sized cities.
So we know that public transportation, for instance, in Switzerland, are very effective. It's one of the dream kind of service for in any countries. We know that it's super on time for everything, and it's the frequency is very high. It's quite famous. And you were saying that Fribourg and the other location you have, and one is in Vevey alongside the Lemon Lake. You told me you are in so Fribourg and Neufchâtel.
Exactly.
All are towns or cities, middle-sized cities, which are in between the big cities. So why this geographical location in between, taking into account indeed that transportation are pretty effective there? Is it a model that you had in mind?
Yeah, I mean, actually, the thing that we noticed is that there's a lot of people, for example, that live here in Fribourg, but they go to work in Bern, or they go to work in Lausanne, which are bigger cities. And same thing for Neufchâtel and Vevey. It's really cities that are in between big cities, let's say, and also cities that people that work in bigger cities live in because it's cheaper. So the advantage is that we can have here cheaper rent if we have to rent locations. And also for the people that use our spaces, they can have a better price than having an office somewhere else or in a bigger city.
Yeah, for instance,
also they can save the money from the transportation.
So for instance, you said that you are half an hour far from Bern, the capital city of Switzerland. What kind of user do you have? Is it rather employees or service companies that indeed have customers in those bigger cities and just commute the day they have to meet with their customer? Is there a kind of profile that you can depict from that perspective?
I would say it's really mixed. We have, for example, employees that live just 15 meters from our center, so they come to work in our place. I mean, maybe just 1 or 2 days a week because it's easier for them than to take their cars or the train just to go to work. We also have people that want to launch their companies, and for that we have really flexible offers they can use, so they don't take big risk while creating their companies. We even have lawyers and psychiatrists. It's really mixed. Yeah. The funny thing with the psychiatrists is that they want to completely to put a better image on the psychiatry, let's say, and to bring them in an open space, in a public space to their clients. It's less, let's say, stigmatizing than going to a dark alley and entering through a door nobody sees you. So that's why also it's interesting for them to use our centers.
Okay, so to kind of unmystify a little bit the fact that you meet with a psychiatrist.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting approach from their perspective, actually. And you were telling me that in the beginning, the first location you had was a big open space. But the new ones, the three other ones you have are mainly private offices that are provided on a flexible base. Why so? Was it really that the demand was strikingly asking for just private offices, so that it's cultural? I don't know.
I think it's there's a part of cultural. From what we discuss with our customers, we see that they are really interested in having their office with their key, and they feel safer when they have their space than just to put everything in an open space and be also disturbed by the things that can happen in an open space. So I would say that people maybe here are not completely ready to share everything and to be completely open about their business. And there's something about privacy, I think that they like here. And that's why, for example, in the first center, the open space was really huge, and we really emphasize on having interaction between our coworkers. The name Vibration come from that, actually.
Okay.
But really quickly we realized that having such an open space is really hard to make it rentable,
profitable.
And profitable in the beginning. When you see the price of the meter square here, it's better to have a small office with all the services included, so people can actually also enjoy better their experience at work. But at the same time, we try to also emphasize on the sharing and the meetings and things that can actually bring more to those customers that prefer to be just in a private office, just to have a half situation, let's say.
So you as Vibration Workshare try to position yourself on the market on a specific segment? Is it, for instance, your identity related to the fact that you are in those middle-sized cities in between big cities, or is this something else that you communicate about more, or is there a strong community tie that you try to create between the people, or you envision it?
Actually, we really try to focus on the flexibility and the fact that our customers don't take risk when they have no engagement. They don't have to settle for years when they sign something at our place. And also on the automation, let's say, more in the fact that it's easy to use. Very soon we decided that the first center has to be completely connected, so people can open the doors with their phones. They can have their bills automatically with their account. Everything centralized, so they can use it easily. So that's the main thing that we're trying to focus, just to make easier the life at work, and more flexible.
Okay.
And the community just comes after, let's say, because also there's a lot of people that are here more focused on productivity, and if they can have exchanges or lessons or things that can improve them, we are waiting for them to tell us than to impose it to them. So it's less a community and more maybe just like a big office where people can collaborate, but there's nothing let's say mandatory. You don't have to be every Thursday morning at 10 to have breakfast if you don't want. It's more open and
but you have that free. Do you have that kind of community
I mean,
connectors and
yeah, we used to have it, but with COVID, we had to really drastically cut most of the activities. But we are hoping to restart next year if everything goes well.
So speaking about COVID, it didn't prevent you to keep opening new locations, or at least one new location, but you plan to open more of them. You have an initial investor, which was the lender you told me in your first building. So what makes you confident for the future about the service and the growth of the offering?
I mean, what makes me positive is that COVID really fastened the mentality of people. Like they really realize that it's good to have a third space where they can go and work, they can meet people, they can actually do different things that they usually do at their office or at home. So that's a good point. Also, the fact that we are in residential areas, it's a good point for us because people that live next to our centers enjoy the fact of coming to our centers, even if it's just for a couple of days per year. It's okay because they can actually just clear their mind of that and have a different experience of work. And yeah, just the thing that the mentalities have evolved, and actually people are considering more having another space to work. It's a good point for us, and that's why I think even for our last location in Vevey, it was more. I mean, it was faster than for our other locations. We had much more interaction, people coming, being interested, and couple of years ago, I remember when I was talking about the project, people were saying, but co-working, what? I mean, they didn't even understand the word.
So you see an effect, an impact of that the level of awareness now is much higher than it was pre-COVID. That's something you see and experience directly now.
Yeah, and there's also nationally there's much more information about it. I mean, there's TV reports and press. I mean, it's different than a couple of years ago, I think.
So what about the market in Switzerland? Because yes, we know we discussed that you have IWG, which is the big international player in Switzerland. It's true that there is not so many other international player there. We know some of them. There was Gotham, we know, and some others. But how about the situation of the co-working landscape in Switzerland? Do you see more player coming up? Do you expect also international brand to come in? We know that, of course, there was the WeWork stories and things like that slowed the process the last years. But what is your take on that? How do you see that coming? And is it a competition that you could fear?
I mean, yeah, I can see already just the last year there's much more players coming to the market in Switzerland. The good thing, it's mostly independent players. There's only just IWG that we can fear, but it's not exactly the same sector, let's say. And I think if we manage to focus on our strengths and our customers, just bringing them more services and things that they can enjoy. That's how we can make a difference in this market. The good thing about having a lot of players is the fact that we can actually focus on different things and just to make the concepts broader, let's say, and not only focusing on what everybody is doing and the things that are supposed to work. Because actually here it's like a lottery, you know, you never know. You can spend years working on a new improvement, and at the end the market is not receptive. So that's why we are just trying to capitalize on what we have now and just to make it better for our customers. Just to we focus more on building a brand than just cool spaces, let's say.
Okay. All right. So what's next? Is there other location in the making that you will open up soon, or is it too early?
For next year, we are probably going to shift a bit the business model and to make it more focused on the private offices. So maybe we will change our spaces, make it, look different, and bring also other services with the partnerships that we have. But for now, next year it's not planned to have another opening.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Gamedy, for the talk and the chat. You will be at the Coworking Europe conference in Vienna. We don't know whether you will be in Vienna or hybrid. I don't know. It's still to be decided, but you will be one of our panelists most likely December 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Thank you again for the conversation, and we look forward to hearing more about Vibration Workshare in the coming months and maybe and likely years.
I hope so. Thank you so much, Jean-Yves. It was a pleasure.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.